All right. Looks like we live. Are we live? All right. It looks like we're live. Welcome everyone to another episode of Coaches and Content. That's right. I appreciate everybody out there who's watching and listening. I've been getting great feedback on the podcast, and I love hearing great feedback from people on how it's helping them. If I can just help one person, that's the purpose of all of this and what I'm doing. Don't get me wrong, I love doing it, but it's really all about helping people and teaching people things that have personally have helped me. So hopefully, what I'm talking about helps you. So in this episode today, I wanted to talk about underdog energy and achieving the impossible, because you can achieve the impossible if you believe it. And I think sometimes seeing is believing, sometimes feeling is believing. And you need to have this underdog energy inside of you so you can feel it, so you can overcome the obstacles and achieve great things. But before I get into that, I got to do my little commercial. You know how this works. Before I get to the goods, I got to promote my stuff internally. So I just want to remind you about the Coaches and Content podcast. It's available on all podcast platforms. It's also available on YouTube as well. Just search for Coaches and Content. We release one episode a week. We do a lot of digital marketing stuff, a lot of marketing, a lot of lifestyle, something for everybody, even for your grandmom. So make sure you check that out. I also now have an email list where you can get my articles, my thoughts, and my interviews sent right to you. So just in case you miss something, if you sign up for my email list, you won't miss it. So make sure you sign up for the email list. And lastly, if you're thinking about creating content, or if you want your own podcast, you want your own interview show like this, I would love to help you. That's what my company does. So if you're thinking about starting your content journey, I would love to help you. Whether you have a team and you need some coaching, or if you need everything done from scratch, we can accommodate everyone. So if you're thinking about doing content and want to start, reach out to me today. I would love to talk to you. And so with that being said, let's get into the topic of today's video. Woo! So the title of this video is Underdog Energy and Achieving the Impossible. Everybody loves a good comeback story. Everybody loves to root for the underdog. If you think about like your favorite movie, favorite show, your favorite story, favorite book, I guarantee you it has some type of underdog archetype in it, because it's just such a compelling thing and such a motivational thing, to see someone facing great adversity, facing these giant hurdles, facing these great odds, and then to see them overcome all this, overcome the odds, overcome the adversity, and go on to achieve something great. It's so motivating. And you're like, man, I could do that too. Like, I want to do that. I want to overcome the odds. I want to do something great. So that's like what the underdog energy is. I think a great example of this is the movie Rocky. So maybe some people might have never seen Rocky. So for those that don't know, the movie Rocky is about a boxer from Philly. He's unknown, he's unranked, he's a bit of a schlub, but he gets this great opportunity to fight the heavyweight champion of the world, Apollo Creed. So here you have some boxer who nobody knows, nobody's heard of, he's not ranked, he's the underdog, and he has this great journey ahead of him and this adversity to fight the world heavyweight champion of the world. He gets his shot, he gets his title shot. And so basically the movie is about him training for the fight and about the fight itself. So in the movie, we see him training, we see him running, jogging. He runs up the rocky steps. We see him sparring. We see him chasing chickens. I don't know why he was chasing chickens. He might have been hungry. Maybe he wanted a chicken sandwich, but he wanted it that bad. He's chasing chickens. He's getting punched in the face. He's training for the fight of his life. And I think that's the same energy that we all need to have in our lives. Every day, we need to be constantly be training for the fight of our lives, because every single day is a battle. Every single day, you're going to face some type of adversity. And the only way to win these battles is to fight more battles, get battle tested. Because the more battles that you win, the stronger you get. And the more adversity you face, the easier it becomes. Because at one point, you want to be able to look adversity in the face and laugh and make it your bitch because you've been training for this your whole life, right? So you want to be able to look adversity in the face and laugh. We essentially need to wake up every day with a chip on our shoulder. Now, I don't mean that in a bad way. We all know somebody who obviously has a couple chips on their shoulder. They come off like a jerk. We don't want to hang out with them. So I don't want you to externalize this. This is more of an internal thing, an internal chip. This is for you. This is for you to become the diamond that you are and become the champion that you are. So you might need to find some motivation for you to get this fuel to become the underdog and to get the underdog energy. It might not just come to you. Some people might listen to this and watch this. It might just hit them. Boom. They're like, all right, I get it. I can do it. Some people, you might need a motivation. You might need some fuel. So you can use external forces as motivation, whether it's a coworker, a family member, a boss, maybe a frenemy, somebody that you're friends with, but you guys argue a lot and you're always hating on each other. So you could use external forces. I personally recommend using internal forces, which is basically yourself, because you really shouldn't be worried about what other people are doing or saying or thinking anyway, because life's a competition with yourself. And I think that we doubt ourselves more than anyone else will doubt ourselves. So really, you want to internalize it and you want to get the fuel from within, because we all have the voices in our head that's telling us we can't do something. And the underdog energy is all about saying, not only can I do what you're telling me I can't do, but I could do that times 1,000, right? That's really what the underdog is, the underdog energy. That's how you achieve the impossible, is by believing in yourself and saying, I could do this. And not only can I do it, but I'm going to do it to the next level. So whatever your motivation is, you need to find it, and that'll help you get your underdog energy. Because everyone loves a great underdog story, and you should be your own underdog story. It takes like 1,000,000 tons of pressure to create a diamond. And we all have this diamond inside of us. We just need to go through this great pressure and overcome these great odds to come out on the other side, become a shiny diamond. So the only way you become a diamond is to go through this pressure. And the only way to go through this pressure is to overcome adversity and overcome the odds. And you need the fuel and the fire within inside of you to overcome this adversity, overcome these odds. And a great way to do that is by having this underdog energy, because it's all about achieving the impossible, doing the improbable, overcoming the odds. This is the way of the underdog energy. So you need to be the Rocky Balboa of your life. If you haven't seen the movie Rocky, you should go watch it. It's a great example of what I'm talking about and how you can overcome your odds, because you can overcome your odds, whether you believe it or not. You're right. You're right if you believe it. You're right if you don't believe it. But the ones that do believe it, they know what I'm talking about. And it might take you some time to really believe it, because, in your mind, you're thinking, how can I do something I've never done? Well, that's where the underdog energy comes into it. It helps you do what you have never done. So that's it for today. I just wanted to make it quick. But just remember how much pressure it makes to create a diamond. And you need to go through that pressure every day. You need to go through that battle, and you'll come out the other side a diamond. And the only way to get through that is to get that underdog energy from inside you. So that's it for today. Make sure you check out YouTube, all the podcast platforms for coaches and content. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this as well. So you'll leave a comment below. Send me an email, Zach@coachesandcontent.com, ZAC@coachesandcontent.com. That's pretty much it for today. So hopefully this helps someone. And remember, look inside, find that underdog energy, and whatever you think you can't do, you could do it times 1,000. You just need the right mindset, and you need the fuel, and you need the underdog energy. And that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Signing off. Thanks for watching.